What up, Space Fam? Goes in here from AnimeUproar, and it's about time for me to do another Dragon Ball Super review because things are getting very interesting, so make sure to stay tuned for that. If you do enjoy these Dragon Ball Super reviews and want to keep them coming, then the best thing you could do is channel the Super Saiyan within and smash that like button until it's blue. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial, hit that notification bell or you will miss future Dragon Ball Super videos. And while you wait for the next exciting chapter to drop, feel free to check out our Dragon Ball Virgin podcast, where I'm watching the series from beginning to end with my friend who's never watched the series before. Link to that podcast is in the description. Now without further ado, let's jump into it, spoilers and all. I gotta say that I wasn't loving the beginning of this arc at first, but with this chapter I'm definitely hooked. It took a little bit of time, but now I'm invested in this arc and can't wait to see how it turns out. You can let me know in the comments how you've been enjoying the Granola arc so far and what you think of it. I'd love to hear your thoughts. But back to this specific new chapter, which is called The Universe's Greatest Warrior. As far as titles go, it doesn't get much more hype than that, except maybe if the title was Goku Unlocks Gear 5. That would be a pretty epic crossover. But we're back to Granola making a wish using another new set of Dragon Balls we didn't know about. I love how no matter how long the show keeps running, they always find a way to incorporate Dragon Balls into the story, as if to say, yeah, the title is still super relevant. I don't mind though, because this was interesting stuff. This time only 2 Dragon Balls were required rather than 7, and Granola got them both. Granola, by the way, is the last known survivor of the Cerealian race, a race of aliens that were all but completely destroyed by the Saiyans under Frieza's orders. He wants revenge against Frieza, but he doesn't have the power, so he wishes to be the greatest warrior in the universe. Notably, the dragon mentions that this wouldn't count to the gods themselves. This is one of those wishes that I wasn't really sure if it would be possible to realize or not. Not everything is fair game for a wish from a dragon, since the power of the dragons is limited. I assume this wouldn't be possible, however in this case it would be possible if, as we find out later, he shortened his lifespan from 150 years left to 3 years left. As the dragon explains, he is able to multiply Granola's current strength by condensing any and all power he could have accumulated in his lifetime. And the dude agrees, saying he will do whatever it takes to get revenge. At first, I wasn't a big fan of this dude because he wasn't one of our main lovable characters, and I felt like when he was on screen, it was taking away from the time those guys would have, and he also didn't seem strong enough to even be relevant. But he's grown on me, and he's definitely strong enough now. I'm a sucker for good revenge stories, and Granola's definitely got that going for him. And I really like how much this arc is incorporating history by involving the history of Frieza and the Saiyans that we're already well aware of. We also jump back to Vegeta training with Beerus to use the God of Destruction powers, while Goku is refining Ultra Instinct. I gotta admit, I wasn't sure how it was going to go when Vegeta said he would find his own path to surpass Goku, but I like this approach. God of Destruction Vegeta is hella hype, and I'm just glad that Vegeta is going to be able to stay close to Goku's level and rival it somehow. Watching a God of Destruction Vegeta versus Master Ultra Instinct Goku face off down the line would be so awesome. As Beerus is teaching Vegeta about the destruction move, he explains that the target is completely erased from existence. They turn something into nothing, and when matter is destroyed, it releases a heap of energy. Beerus says the explosion is the highlight of using destruction. I also love the fact that as he's training Vegeta, he's reading comics, just like Elder Kai in Dragon Ball Z when he was training Gohan. Good to see that the gods respect manga. If even the gods read them, then you can bet it's a good use of our time. As Goku is wondering if Beerus is really training Vegeta, Whis asks him if that's a problem, and he responds, and I quote, "Nah, Vegeta's his own man. I'm here to polish Ultra Instinct," end quote, and he just sits there meditating. Again, I love this. I love how they each have their different paths, and that there's clearly more than one way to get to the final destination, which is to be the strongest in the universe. Philosophically, I prefer Goku's path, but you can't deny that God of Destruction Vegeta is such a cool idea. It's like Majin Vegeta on steroids, and we all know how cool that was, even if that wasn't the most moral version of him. And I love how as these two are competing among each other to become the strongest, Whis says, yeah, but the strong strongest may turn out to be someone else entirely. Obviously, we know this is going to be Granola at this point, but I like how no matter how strong our fighters get, there's always the chance of someone else entering the picture and challenging them. If you're number one today and you stop training and putting in the work, that doesn't mean you'll be number one tomorrow. You gotta keep working on it, and it's never guaranteed, and it's a never-ending journey and adventure. It's also funny how the Oracle Fish says the strongest warrior in the universe will rise soon, and of course Vegeta thinks it will be him after he masters destruction. And that would have been a good guess if it wasn't for Granola. Nevertheless, we get a very hype moment for Vegeta, and Vegeta fans should be loving the story right now. Vegeta actually succeeds in causing the explosion that results from destruction. Sure, he starts off with the tiniest pebble, but it means he can do it, and as he implies, he'll soon be destroying larger and larger things as he gains more and more mastery. God of Destruction Vegeta seems pretty inevitable now. Even if he doesn't actually take on the specific role as a God of Destruction, I still feel like that's going to be the best thing to call him, but we'll see if they give us any other names for it in the manga. And although I love the power upgrade, I would never actually want Vegeta to become a God of Destruction in the sense that he has to work as Beerus does, because I much prefer him having adventures on Earth and chilling with Bulma and Trunks when he gets a chance. I absolutely love to see how genuinely delighted Goku is for Vegeta's accomplishment. You know, if the roles were reversed, Vegeta would probably be mad and envious that Goku accomplished something he didn't. In these moments, Goku is like the perfect role model for how we should behave in life. And at other times, when he spares enemies who could destroy his family and the universe, he's not so perfect, which is okay too. We then jump to the planet Cereal, and you gotta love Granola's Super Saiyan 3 like hair right now. Very cool. They do a good job of actually translating his newfound power and confidence through his expression and aura. He's definitely got a different vibe about him now. Just as Vegeta destroyed a small pebble, here Granola similarly destroys a large boulder. Granola doesn't know what technique that was, but clearly the story is suggesting that it's the power of destruction. Not only that, he's got a better grasp of it than Vegeta from the looks of it. But this is just what it looks like right now. We're sure to find out more about it in the future. We then get an interesting discussion between Granola and his own Namekian friend, who told him not to go through with this idea. And now that Granola has, his Namekian friend tells him that there's no better way to make new enemies pop out of the woodwork than by brandishing that sort of power. That's actually a fascinating statement and an idea that's come up a lot in Dragon Ball. The stronger our main characters get, the more they attract stronger and stronger opponents. Of course, Granola's not concerned by the idea since he wants to attract Frieza and kill him once and for all. And when you know you're the strongest person in the universe, you probably don't feel that scared about strong opponents showing up. The question, of course, though, is how long will he remain the strongest, and could he take on two of the second strongest opponents in the universe at the same time? And then if we get Vegito into the mix, that's a whole other story as well. But those questions, and me looking forward to them being answered, is what makes this arc so exciting for me. As we see Granola cutting hhis epic locks, unfortunately, Whis remarks that this may cause some turmoil, gazing at him through his staff. That's a foreboding statement if I ever saw one, and we know that eventually this side story has to clash with our main story with our main characters since we've been following it for so long. Anyways, Granola goes to Alec, the space crime boss, to get the facts on Frieza. We had a similar scene recently, but it's fun watching the difference now that Granola has the power to back up his insane ambitions. They think nothing's changed and he wouldn't stand a chance against Frieza, but when he takes down Oil and Maki effortlessly in humorous fashion, Alec sees what's up and decides to treat Granola differently. It was really funny watching Granola deal with them while also clearly not trying to hurt them badly because, as he said, they're not his enemies. Granola's revenge is very much targeted towards people who destroyed his race, and he clearly doesn't want to hurt anyone else. It's interesting how Alec makes Granola reveal how he became stronger. He needs to believe that he's the strongest so that Frieza doesn't come after the family. And although Granola doesn't want to share at first, he decides that finding Frieza is the top priority, so he tells him about the Dragon Balls. I was also like, bro, there's no need to tell them, but I do sort of get that he's on a clear path to revenge, and he's prioritizing that to practically everything else, even though that reveal could lead the family to ask for the same wish down the line and to use the power in not so nice ways. I love how Oil responds by calling him out for playing dirty. I think we all thought the same when the wish was made and how how it wasn't fair since we've seen Goku and Vegeta train their butts off their whole lives and someone surpasses them with a single wish. But the price he has to pay makes it better. Like when Gon got his short-lived power-up in Hunter x Hunter, it feels more fair this way. Admittedly, I did think 3 years was a bit more time than I expected to see. 1 year or less probably would have been a better direction to go in, but I'm sure the 3 years might be significant down the line. When they realized he sold his remaining life to beat Frieza, the family thought he was insane, but you still can't help but respect the guy as he calmly walks out of the room. A dude on a mission like this has an aura about him, and it definitely impacted these guys. Nonetheless, the story foregrounds that power is not everything, and Granola seems to be pretty naive despite his power boost. While Elec tells him he'll call him with the info about Frieza, and Granola agrees, Elec's actually planning something else. Since he wants to take over Frieza's army and Granola would probably kill Frieza's army, he decides that he'll let the Saiyans, Goku and Vegeta, take care of Granola. Granola also doesn't know that, as Maki reveals, the family schemed with Frieza to attack Planet Cereal for money, so they should actually be on Granola's hit list too, and yet they're the ones manipulating him from behind the scenes. I hope we get Granola getting his revenge against these guys at least, if not against Frieza. Anyways, Elec's plan is to use the hatred Granola must have for the Saiyans, who helped kill his people, and direct it towards Goku and Vegeta, the two insanely strong fighters who beat Moro. Against them, Granola is sure to die, and they can steal Frieza's army another day. And in the final panel, we're told that at last fate will bring these three together. This is such a fascinating setup because the bad guys are counting on our main characters to beat a relatively moral dude who just wants those who killed his people to atone for their sins. That puts us, the audience, who are constantly rooting for Vegeta and Goku, in a weird position where we also want what the bad guys want, namely for our main characters to get stronger and to beat this new opponent. Obviously, I'm hoping that they figure out what's going on and find common ground before it's too late, but still, if we had to choose between Granola and our boys, we're picking our boys, a few contrarians aside. Can't wait to see how this goes, can't wait to see Vegeta reach new heights, and to see how Granola's revenge goes. I'm hoping he does get a satisfying arc, because I am really enjoying this character so far, but all we can do is just wait and see what happens right now. Anyways, as usual, let me know your thoughts on this chapter and this arc so far. What are you looking forward to seeing next the most? If you do enjoy these Dragon Ball Super reviews and want to keep them coming, the best thing you can do is channel the Super Saiyan within and smash that like button until it's blue. If you haven't, be sure to subscribe, and this is crucial. Hit that notification bell or you will miss future Dragon Ball Super videos. And while you wait for the next exciting chapter to drop, feel free to check out our Dragon Ball Version podcast, where I'm watching the series from beginning to end with my friend who's never watched the series before. Link to that is in the description. And I especially want to thank the Patron squad over on Patreon and here on YouTube who help make videos like this one possible. First and foremost, I want to thank the patron of legend, the one acknowledged by Lord Twigo himself, and the most donated champion of the world, Alpha Sigma, and are the 1-tier patrons, the ones who stand atop all clans: Ingrata, Acquire Respect, Pate Hefa, Liam Thompson, Aljatal, Dr. Cortman, Dustin Scarlet, Emperor Otaku, Spidey Life Tanel, Baked Buddhist, Tungsten Tarkus, and Yuno. And our Pro Hero tier patrons, the one and only Gilgamesh, Steelers, Angel Cruz, Anatoly Kazatsky, Cricket XP, Rathuan Deora, Very Gucci, Alicia Actor, Bonnie Parks, Hinokami and Water, Joanne Garcia, The Red-Haired Raven, Ted No Ted, Ice Parky 65, Fatboy Games, Deadly Saint, and Soul Rai, Slice and Dice. Thank you all so much. If you do enjoy our work, you can support more of it by going over to patreon.com/AnimeUproar and becoming a patron today for as little as $1. If you do so, you'll get your name featured in future videos alongside these amazing, epic people right here, and you'll even get access to our private patron-only Discord where we talk about anime, manga chapters, life, and of course, dank memes. So check out our patreon.com/AnimeUproar, link in the description if you're interested. You can also join the YouTube channel by clicking that blue join button next to the subscribe button that you've hopefully already destroyed. So yeah, you can support more content that way if you prefer. Whichever way you choose to support us, you can get the same great benefits. Thanks again, and until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.